Greetings from Bermuda, this is BDA Limey, and welcome back to Taiji, where we are going to hopefully finish the game and get the white achievement. So, I've spent quite a bit of time now trying to do this, and have figured out a couple of the solutions to this final puzzle myself, had to get a few hints for some others, and had to outright look up the solutions for a few of them as well. But what I am going to do is go through everything so you can see what needs to be done and why it needs to be done. And so I have reset all the progress that we made in the last stream back to the beginning. So let's go through it again. So the first thing to do is to unlock this map marker down here, because it's going to be extremely useful when you're trying to solve the rest of the puzzles. It's currently showing us lit up because I previously done this, and when you reset it, it doesn't unactivate the marker. But I'm going to go through it again. And the key to the solution is basically recognizing that for all of these map markers throughout the map, there are 9 of them in the 9 different main areas of the game, and each of them requires you to solve a 3x3 puzzle. And this grid here, quite conveniently, is composed of 3 3x3 squares for a 9x9 grid altogether. And so what you got to do is you got to put in the solution to each of the map marker puzzles in each of the different areas of the game. And you got to do them in the order that it shows us on this puzzle in front of us. So up in the top left corner here, we will put in the map marker in the diamond area, and so on. And there's an easy way to see those. If you go to the map, it will show you in each area what the symbol is for that area. It only shows you this though if you've realized something else, which I had not realized until I got to this point in the game. And looking online, it seems lots of other people hadn't realized either, which is that these things are actually teleporters as well, and you can use them to fast travel around the map. So for example, if we are at the gallery down here, then the solution to the map marker is just to, it would just be these 2 tiles filled in. Or alternatively, you could fill these in as well. It accepts it either way around. But if you are not at the gallery on the map, you can put in the gallery's solution into this puzzle, and it will teleport you there. So from here, if we punch this in, we will get teleported to the gallery. The first time you do that, it will light up the location that you're coming from and the location that you're going to on the map with the solution for that particular area. So that makes life a fair bit simpler. And yeah, I didn't realize that until very late on in the game. So what we want then is the solutions for each of these areas. And rather than run back and forth between this, I have also captured this in a screenshot on Steam, so we can quickly see what we need to do. So the first one for the diamond area here is just 4 in each corner, so that's like that in this top 3 here. The next one over is the map marker for the graveyard area, which is just 1 in the middle, which is there in this 3x3 here. The trees are up here and there and there. The ruins are a T shape like that. The the dots area is the 3 dots like that. The gardens is a checkerboard, so do those like that. The gallery we saw earlier is just the 2 up there like that. The Plateaus area is 2 down the side, 2 at the top, like that and that. And finally the mill area is just 1 across the middle. Punch that in, that lights up, and if this was not activated before, then this will light up. And that makes it much easier to teleport around the map to find the solutions to these puzzles, which you are going to need to do. And the trick is, and did we eventually figure this out by ourselves? I think so. Yeah, I think so. The trick is these are all environmental puzzles. So like the Witness has its environmental puzzles, Taiji has its environmental puzzles too. And what you're looking for is something in the environment in each of these areas that looks like this shape. So we're going to go through each of them and do that. And rather than me running around all over the map to do that and then come back and try and remember what I found and punch it in, here's one I prepared earlier. So for the diamond area, which was the mines, you're looking for something that's 5 wide by 6 tall. And that thing is this area in the mine section. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tall. And you'll see the reason I took 2 screenshots in a minute. The key also to these environmental puzzles is that all of them use the logic from that puzzle as well in order to solve the environmental puzzle. So for the mines one, it's kind of obvious because there's these signs around the place that are diamond shaped that look just like the diamonds that you would see in a mines puzzle. Or what this is telling us is that there is a blue diamond in this part of the solution. So a blue diamond here, a purple diamond in the middle up at the top. So the purple diamond would be here. And then down at the bottom, we got a purple diamond in the bottom right corner, and a yellow diamond in the middle, and another blue diamond in the bottom right corner. So that gives us 2 blues and 2 purples, only 1 yellow. However, there are more yellows. So if you go up above the mines area, there are 3 more yellow signs. And so they correspond to 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there, and there are all yellow diamonds. But that is also not the full story. There are, in fact, 6 more yellow diamonds. And those, kind of obviously, are the 6 yellow diamonds on the barge that you use to move around this area to initially open up these doors. And they are in the positions shown on the barge. And the barge, because it moves around in this central area, this 3x4 grid here corresponds to these 3x4 tiles in the middle here. So this is kind of the barge and this is the walkway around the edge. So what that means is that we have the yellow diamonds from the barge are there. The yellow diamond from the bottom, from the above view, is there, and there. And then the yellow diamond down below is here. So all of these lit squares are all yellow diamonds. And then in addition to that, we've got the purple down here and up here, and the blue there and there. And so given that, we just have to solve this puzzle like we would any other. And the way to do that is, if I remember rightly, we get these 2 yellow diamonds in one section like that. These 2 we are going to enclose in some negative space. And we are going to... And these 2 are going to be enclosed in negative space up at the top. And then we're just going to do one big line all the way around here. So yellow diamond here, yellow diamond here, yellow diamond there, 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 and there are in the separate areas. Yellow diamond there and there are in the separate area. And then this area here contains both the purples and the blues and the 2 yellow diamonds that are on the edge. And that is the solution to that. Okay, the next one is the graveyard area. So initially we just brute forced this and had absolutely no idea why the solution was what the solution was. But I've subsequently figured it out. It's tricky. So in the graveyard area there are these graves. And if you look at the solution, it's 8 wide and 1 tall. And interestingly enough, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 graves wide across here. And here. And here. And also if you go down just below here in the graveyard, there's also 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are actually 5 different rows of graves. And you are solving them in the same way that you would solve any other graveyard puzzle. So you're doing an exclusive OR operation on each of the bits in each column, which basically means if there are a odd number of 1s, then the answer is a 1. And if there are an even number of 1s, then the answer is a 0. But there's an additional wrinkle as well. And that is that not all of these are aligned in the same position. So just like with the regular graveyard puzzles, there is a little dot next to the beginning of the row. So also here, it uses a rock to indicate the beginning. If there is no rock on a particular row, it means that the row reads the same in one direction as the other, so a rock is unnecessary. So 1100, 0011 reads the same in both directions. So does this row. And also, there is a rock. Actually, there's a rock here, just off the screen, and there's a rock over here as well. So there are 3 rows that have rocks, just these two top rows that don't have rocks. And so basically what we've got to do is we've got to exclusively OR 5 rows together. So because this reads the same in both directions, it doesn't matter, so we'll just read this left to right. So if we count up the number of 1s in this first column, we've got 1, 2, go over here because we start from the rock, 3. There's a rock here as well, remember, so 4. And then there's a rock over here, 5 1s. That is an odd number of 1s, and so the first one is a 1. I'll do one more to give you a feel for it. The second one, we've got 1 1, 0. Remember reading backwards again, 2 1s. Again, reading from here, 3 1s, 4 1s. That's an even number of 1s, so that's a 0. Basically, if you do that all the way through the pattern, you get the answer that we originally brute forced, which is that. So yeah, this is the one that is brute forceable, but that is why that is the answer that it is. Okay, the next one is the trees area, and the solution for this looks like a regular tree puzzle. And it is, in one sense, in that the rule is still the same. You're looking for different branches, and whichever is the longest branch is the one that gets lit up. Except in this case, they are not branches of a tree, they are branches of a path. And this broken tree here is, I don't know whether this is intended as a little hint, but it kind of is. So you can think of this part of the path here is the root of the tree, and then the branches split into 3 paths, one going this way, one going this way, one going this way. So which is the longest of these path branches before it branches again? Well, this one branches almost immediately here. This branch branches fairly quickly. This one actually goes all the way up the steps up to the next area. So this one is the longest. So that side is what's lit up. If we go up these steps, we see this at the top. So there's a left branch, there's a right branch. The left branch is longer, so that is lit up rather than this. And then when we go down the right branch, is the right branch longer? Is the left branch longer? Well, if we go up a little bit further, we see this, and we can see that the right branch is actually the one that's longer. So that gets lit up. We then go back to the middle path. Just has two options, a left and a right. The left one is longer, so the left one is lit up. Coming across to the third branch, splits left, splits and goes right. The one right goes for longer without splitting. So that is lit up rather than this. Then coming up to the next split here, this is shorter than this. So the longer one gets lit up. And then again, we have another split here. And this is shorter than this. So it's this one that gets split up. I think this is not quite right compared to what a normal tree puzzle would be like. Normally, I think this would extend across both of these. If I'm right, rather than being a separate thing off directly above that one. But anyway, that is the answer. Okay, coming back across to the ruins. So the ruins puzzles are all about tall obelisks, and if there's obelisks, or whether there's obelisks have bumps on the side, those are the sections that should be lit up. And in the ruins, this is one we figured out by ourselves, the shape of the ruins themselves forms one giant obelisk. And the separation between the different squares is the big walls like this. So not these little interior walls, but these big outside walls. So this is all one segment. And you can see this is fatter than the segment directly above it. So in other words, you can think of it as like one big pillar going all the way up, and this has bumps on the side, which means that is lit up. If we keep walking up here, we would see this. So this is the narrower one that we just saw in the previous screenshot. We then come into this area. This is wider again. So this is narrow. This is wider again. We keep walking up. We get into this area. We get another wider one. And then a narrower one. So this is not lit up. Keep walking up. We got a wider one again, and another wider one above it. So there and there. And then if we keep walking up all the way to the top, we have another wider one up above the previous one, and then a narrow one right at the top. And so that is the solution. Okay, next area is the 3 dots area. Looking for something that is 4 tall by 7 wide. The thing that I originally thought this was, do I still have a screenshot of it? I do. Is this temple, because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 pillars up here, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more 7 wide. So I thought, well, this has to be it then. What are the chances of any environmental object being the same size as the grid? Actually, that is a complete coincidence. It is not this building. So, yeah. If you struggled for ages on that, join the club. The answer is actually this part of the area. And maybe I kind of should eventually figure that out, because there's nothing in here that looks like dots either, other than the dots on the puzzles themselves, but they're not kind of in the right locations on the grid. Whereas in here, we have several things that look like dots. We have the lanterns here. Hey, Kate. We have 2 more lanterns here. We've got the pink lilies here. We've got the pink lanterns in here. We've got 3 more pink lilies here. And these look, and 1 more pink lily down here. So these look exactly like the symbols in this area. And you can actually see like the darker lily pads are dividing this up into an area that is 1, 2, 3, 4 tall by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide. It's kind of hard to see. But that's it. That's the puzzle. And so we just got to solve that. So a yellow 3 with a pink 1 next to it. So these have to be different colors. So something like that seems plausible. We then got a gap and then another 3 above it. So that's going to have to be dark. Maybe like that would work. We'd have to knock that off as well. What else have we got? The 5 in the middle ought to be straightforward. A yellow 2 in here. Could be 1, 2. Pink 1 in the corner could just be 1. Pink 2 right there. Could be 2. Okay, I can see where I'm going to run into problems here. 5. So this is a pink 5. One, 2. It's already going to be too much, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless we can cut that off. No, that has to be lit up. We could join these 2 up there, couldn't we? Make it a 7. If I did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11, 10. Nope. 11, 10. 9. 8. Does that work? No. Oh no, because this has to be a 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't put anything around there. Can't fill that in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe this is not right then. How else? How else can we do this? We use those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Let's stick you 2 in the corner there. Oh well, we could even do 1. Actually, we could do 1, 2, 3. Whether that helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 3 too many. That. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 2 and a 1. Why have I missed another? Is this count as a yellow 1? Maybe. Maybe. So that would have to be like that. Ah, there we go. Okay. Bingo. That is a yellow 1. Okay. That's the solution to that one. Next one is the gardens. Looking for something that looks like this. I think this is, I don't know, maybe, is it one of the more obtuse ones? It's one of the slightly more obtuse ones. The top part of the pattern is fairly obvious though, is this, which kind of jumped out at me when I was solving this area. It's like, that looks exactly like the puzzles in this area. And so this 3x2 area is this 3x2 area up here. So, but it's the same rules. So this means whatever background color this has, there must only be one adjacent space with the same color. Ditto for that. So we could do that. This will have 2 adjacent spaces the same color, which means you and you would have to be lit up, which means this doesn't work anymore. So maybe we do that, but then that doesn't work. Oh, okay. Then that would have to be black down there. Only 1 the same. 2 the same. That would have to be colored in. This one only 1 the same color, so that would have to be blank, I think. That works. I don't know whether it's right or not. The next part of the puzzle though, the next 9 squares down here, if we go down below this area, we get to this. And when this is in the fully solved mode, this is what the things in these positions look like. So that would correspond to that, and that says none of the surrounding squares are the same background color as this. We know this has to be not lit if this is right, which would make all of those be lit. Both of these again can only have 1 of the same color, which they currently do, which means neither of those can be lit. Come down to here would mean both of those are lit. And then both of these still work again, only 1 adjacent of the same color, which works for both of these. Bottom corner here, nothing the same, which means that has to be lit up. This, only 1 the same, which means this has to be lit up, I think. The final 9 over here is if we go to the right of this in the gardens, we come to this area, and I've kind of split it in 2 because it was slightly hard to get the screenshots. But this is without changing the big layout over here, which I didn't want to do. So this is the top 3. This is where, I don't know, a little obtuse maybe. So the thing that matters here is the first tile on the floor pan. So this has nothing, which means there's no, it doesn't matter. There's no rules associated with either of these, so these can just fall as they may. But this one has to have 2 adjacent of the same color. So if this is going to be lit, which we think, and we think this one has to be lit, then that would mean that one would have to be lit. That's fine, there's no rules. If we go down from here, we see this, which is the bottom half of the 6 puzzles up at the top here. And so those 3 are these 3 in here. This one, again, there's no rules on it. This one of the same color, this one of the same color. which would mean if we lit that, which we could do because it had no rules on it, then this pair would be fine if the bottom two here are lit. Can we light the bottom two there? Well, these three squares here correspond to these 1, 2, 3 areas of the trellis. And I saw this earlier when we first got to this area, and it looked a bit strange because it looks like the colours of the puzzle, and indeed it is there for a reason. So again, this means 2 adjacent of the same colour and 2 of a different colour. So if we did do that, that would be fine because this square and this square have no restrictions on them, and this one just has to have 2 the same, which it does, and that is the solution. Okay, on to the gallery. Looking for something that looks like this. So this was one we did figure out by ourselves as well. If we go to the gallery and you go outside on the balcony, you will see this. And what we're looking for here is the squares on the windows and whether there is a red carpet behind them or not. If there is, it's lit up, and if there isn't, it isn't. And so these 1, 2, 3 down here correspond to 1, 2, 3 down here. This big one at the top here that goes across 2 is this window here, which covers this window and this window here. And then there is another one down here, and this one is this one here. The big window here at the bottom is this one. It's not actually the size, it doesn't correspond to the size of the window, it just is how many of the middle windows does it overlap, basically. And if it overlaps 2, then it's shown as a big thing on the puzzle. So we just fill in the ones that are red. So on the first column here, the bottom one is red. Over here, the big one at the top is red, and the one to the right immediately under it. This one is not, but the little one immediately above it to the left, right, which is that one that we've already done, is we go from the lit one, 1, 2 across, 1, 2, and light that. And then the one underneath that, the big one, is lit. And then we have to keep walking further to the right to see the other end, and that looks like this. So if I start from the right side of the puzzle, the bottom one down here is lit up. The next one along is not. The first 2 in the middle tier are not. This next one, the third one in 1, 2, 3 is. And the one at the top that covers 2 windows is. And so that is that solution. All right, get in there. The next one is the Plateaus. So I spotted this when I was wandering around and thought it looked odd, but I didn't quite figure out how to put 2 and 2 together. And the deal with the Plateaus area is it's kind of all of the puzzles, or the few puzzles there, are sort of mirror images of each other. So we're actually looking for 2 separate things that are not actually mirror images of each other, but there are 2 separate halves to the puzzle, I guess. One half is this railway track, which looks suspiciously right angular, I guess, and there is a reason that it looks like that. The other thing is this path, which again looks suspiciously right angular. And what you got to do is you've got to kind of superimpose these 2 paths on top of each other. So this you can think of as the bottom part of the path. Then you superimpose that on the top of it to make one big path, and then you've got to rotate it by 45 degrees so it fits into the thing here. And these cutouts are basically, I believe, just so that you know which rotation is right. So it guarantees it goes in the right place. So let's see whether we can solve this. So I think this goes on top and is just rotated by 45 degrees counterclockwise. So I think it goes 1, 2, 3, and then across 3, and then down 3. No, actually, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 goes out 3. 1, 2, 3, and down there, and then in, and then down 2. 1, 2, and then across 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then up all the way to the top, and then out all the way to the edge. And then this just goes all the way down this side, actually. I think that's right. Let's find out. And then the next half of the puzzle is this. So this just picks up from where the minecart left off. And I think that's going to cross. That's the corner 1, 1, 2, 3. So like that, I think. Dog leg up. Right, up. So up, right, up. Cross 2 more. Down 2. Cross 2. Up 1, 2. Cross 1. Up 2. Back in. Up 2. And then out and up. And that is the solution to that. Okay, final one. Looking for something in the middle area that is 3 wide by 6 tall. Sorta got this. So hey, look at those solar panels. They're 3 wide by 6 tall. I spent ages on this last night. It's like, okay, so is this the area like marked out by this wire here? No, that didn't work. So I tried a bunch of other things. Nothing worked. If all you do is look at this, you will never get the answer because you need more information. And this I had to find out on the Taiji Discord. Unfortunately, what you've got to do is you've got to go up there and walk next to the panels. And if you do that, you will notice that some of the parts of the panel do not reflect the sunlight in the same way as the others. So this is very much like the desert puzzles in The Witness. And that forms a white line here and a black line here. Which is very like the lines used in the mill puzzles. And if you keep walking down here to the bottom half, you will also see a black line on here and a white line on here. And so basically we got to solve this like we would any other mill puzzle. Putting these things in a shape of the same shape and having that item in the same position. So let's see whether we can do that. So one possibility, I guess, would be the whites are 3 across, and 3 across, and could we do it 2? Do it 2 across. The black. 2 up. Doesn't work. This is tricky. Trying to solve this across 2. I suppose we could. So this is a black line. Where are the white lines and black lines again? Okay, the white line is middle at the top and bottom. So white line here, black line here, black line here. Must have the same orientation. So the black could be like that. I can't get the white line in the right way. White line here, white line here, black line here, black line here. We make the white lines 2 across. Nope. Wish I could draw on here. I suppose I can sort of draw on here. If I mark the black lines, those 2 are the blacks, and then the whites right there. Which means this can't go down. If that was a 1, this can't go down. Actually, so probably goes across. We have the same problem again. Oh God. It should be simple. Oh, well, they could be... They don't have to be the same. That could be lit. The black one could be lit. Goes up like that. Hang on, does that... Because then that would have to be lit. But that would work. And we've got this shape in black. And here. And then this is a single one in white. Done. Alright. It's powered up. Something. Let's get back up top and find out what. Ooh, glowing orange. White. Somewhat reminds me of Journey. But where is that spark going? And how does that relate to the second ending that we saw? I don't know. Cool. There you go. I think that's everything. I don't know if there's a way to check whether we solved all of the puzzles or not. I was looking for a counter earlier, but I couldn't see one. But I don't know whether I just missed it. I think there's supposed to be like 440 puzzles or something. Doesn't feel like we solved that many, but maybe. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I mean, obviously very, very, very similar to The Witness, but that's fine. Almost like a kind of sequel to The Witness, without actually being an official sequel to The Witness. But that's fine by me. And yeah, there was just a couple of those puzzles that I really didn't like. I really didn't like the Three of Diamonds puzzle because I thought that wasn't following the rules that had previously been established. The solar panel puzzle at the end there, I didn't love the fact that you could just stare at those solar panels forever, and unless you actually went up there, you would never realize what the secret was. But I'd actually forgotten that you could get onto the roof there as well. But otherwise, very cool, very satisfying. I mean, I finished it, so that's got to say something. But that is going to do it from me for now. So until next time, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is BDL Lammy signing out. Bye for now.